In this video, I want to talk to you about dynamic input. At the bottom of the screen, you have your choices for snap, grid, ortho, and so on. If you keep going down, you'll find dynamic input. So in order to make dynamic input work, you need to toggle it on, and then select a command like line. Hover over your screen, and you'll notice that 3 boxes come up. These boxes allow you to put information in to draw geometry. And this is different from what you were doing before, where you'd put your information or input in the command bar and then go back up to your black model screen and draw your geometry. People like to do this because it is more efficient and you don't have to keep switching between the command bar and the screen. So what we're going to do is draw a line. We're going to put the inputs for the first point in. So we'll put 3. As you notice, the middle box comes up and there's a 3. And then hit tab. Now you'll put in your information for your y-axis. Hit 2 and then enter. So scroll out using your middle mouse wheel and you should be able to see that you have started to draw a line. So the next thing I want to do is put in the input for the second point on your line. In this case, you can put 2 tab 30. Enter. And you should have a diagonal line. If you can't see it, just hit extents and there it is. Okay. Now I want you to hover your cursor towards the top of the screen. And in this case, you should see the polar be activated. We're going to enter our coordinates in a little differently. In this case, you should hit 2 for your x-axis, and then instead of tab, use comma. Hit 3, and you should have another diagonal line. If you hit extents, it will come into view. Now what I want you to do is make sure your polar is on. If it's not on, put it back on. And we're going to do something called direction distance. In this case, that means we're going to use polar command to override any of the inputs that we would have to put in. If you notice, polar allows us to draw geometry by snapping to 90 degrees. So if I move it around in a circle, this line, it will snap to 90 degrees each time. In this case, we want to go 180 degrees from the last point we put in. And we're going to hit 4, enter, and now you have a line that's 4 units away from the last point you just entered.